Season 7 premiere of Billions. To get to the top of the admin or the top by messing with the government has been the main idea of the show Billions. Paul Giamatti's Chuck Rhodes Jr. and Damian Lewis' Bobby Axelrod show both extremes. Prince and Rhodes, old buddies against Axelrod, find themselves against each other in Season 6. Prince was a unique kind of rival for the show. As Prince took over Axelrod's hedge firm, he turned into a sleazy do-gooder who caused problems for Rhodes, the city, and the hedge fund's workers. He started a free money for all backed by tax-free digital money. Trying to bring more chances and visibility to the working class, he tried to bring the Olympics to New York City, but the whole thing was a total mess and a tax mess. But what's the big deal that kicks off Season 7? Prince Michael Thomas Aquinas is running for president. What happened in Billions Season 7 Episode 1? Future Prince storms Wendy's office and wants to know why she doesn't think he's fit to be president of the United States. This episode happens some months later. After that, the story jumps to now. After getting to Mike Prince's capital, Wendy finds out that everyone is gone except for Prince himself. He then begs Wendy for help in growing into the kind of guy he needs to become president. Wendy is getting more convinced by Prince's words that, once in charge, he would show his control-freak tendencies. Since she thinks that only Bobby can take down Prince, she starts looking for a way to talk to him. Meanwhile, Chuck's life hasn't been a walk in the park lately. The cops arrested him. Chuck's how desperate he is has been going up since then. Chuck and Dave have a deal that they'll work together to take down Prince, but Chuck is starting to worry that this isn't enough. Chuck has made a career out of chasing super rich guys like Bobby and Prince, and he's loved being in the spotlight all his life. Now, though, he feels like a small fry in Dave's big plans, which of course hurts his big head. Meanwhile, Dave tries to convince Prince that she wants Chuck to go to jail by asking for contact info for old Chuck co-workers. Prince tells her he'll let her into his business, but it's up to her and his staff to decide what to do once inside. The aim is to chat with them and find whatever dirt they might have on Prince. While Prince was getting Taylor and Philip ready to take over Mike Prince's capital, they found out in the season finale that Prince plans to run for president. In this scene, they both at first say no to the responsibility but then say yes. Taylor has to bring back Dollar Bill as part of the deal's rules. Many people thought that Season 5 was the last time they'd see Bobby on TV when he gave up and moved to Europe, while others kept hoping. Lewis had to leave Billions because of personal stuff, but he'll be back for Season 7. It turns out that despite being on the FBI's hit list, Bobby has way more freedom in the UK and Europe than you'd expect for someone like him, thanks to the good vibes he's earned there by sending weapons to Ukraine. Because of this, when Wendy finds Bobby, he'll be in London. When Prince brings up Hitler while talking trash about the American people, others who've worked with Bobby before start to worry too. The group gets that Prince's actions are driven by a belief that's not quite fascist, but that he's definitely on the edge of. Wendy and the others worry that Prince's thinking would always look for the best way to find answers if he wins and becomes the most powerful guy in the world. That's a cool trait in a CEO, but it could be a disaster for a world leader. Chuck is on board with Dave's big plans until he talks to his kids and finds out they're embarrassed by him and how people see him because he tried to make a super rich guy answer for what he's done. Because of this, Chuck decides to change his whole public image. He sets up a meeting between him and Dave without letting either of them know that he set up this meeting by including a reporter who doesn't like him. Porter, wowed by Chuck, writes an article about him, making him look like a 21st century Robin Hood. This did what he wanted, turning Chuck into a big hero, and lots of politicians are now calling for him to get out fast. As a result, Dave and Chuck go against each other, breaking their team to fight Prince.